Hello, we're back. I've been told that I laughed too much in the last few videos, so I'm going to be very serious in this video. So in this video, we are going to make sure that we get to the next joke, and then the next joke, and then the next joke. But if we do that too many times, it might crash. And that's a very serious thing. It's not a laughing matter at all. Let's get started. First thing we need to do is we need to make sure that when the user taps on the background, they're going to see the next joke. It's not funny at all. Stop laughing. When they tap on the background, we'll show the next joke, and we need to hide the punchline, because otherwise, they will laugh. No laughter is allowed here. No laughter, right? Programming, very serious. And finally, at the end, we want to make sure that when they reach the final joke, it loops back to the beginning, so they can look at the same jokes again and not laugh. No laughing. All right? How we're going to do it is we're going to create a state variable to keep track of the current joke. And this state variable is going to be the index of the array that keeps track of the current joke being shown. When you tap on the screen, we will increment this variable. And we'll do some other stuff. But very seriously, remember, do it very seriously. Serious expression, on, now. Oh my goodness. It's very difficult to be so serious. But let's go. So first thing, we're going to go create a new state variable down here. And I'm going to call it state var current joke equals 0. I swear, I'm giving myself a sore throat talking like this. But I will persist. We're going to be serious. Next, we're going to change the number 0 inside here to current joke. Same for here. All right, have you done that? Are you very serious? Okay, good. Next up, we want to make sure that when the background is tapped, the user ends up at the next joke, which is not funny at all. Very serious. Well, we can't do that right now. If you remember how we added the background color to our thing, we had to put it inside a ZStack. Wait, no, ZStack. Right, ZStack, because people don't say Z. I'm not sure what the Americans are on about. ZStack. So we're going to have a ZStack with no color, and we attach what's called a tap gesture recognizer to it. So let's do that. So remember, we're going to make this embed the entire VStack inside a ZStack. Okay? Let me just illustrate what I mean real quick, in case all of you were too busy with jokes and not taking this class seriously enough. So let's take a look. We currently have a VStack. It takes up this much space. What we want is we want to embed the entire thing inside a ZStack. And the way we do that is we insert the word ZStack over here, open curly brace, stuff the entire thing inside, and then close curly brace. Does it make sense? Very serious? Good. Let's do it. So, here's what we're going to do. Go to the line above VStack. Type ZStack. And remember, tell yourself ZStack, not ZStack. ZStack. Type open curly brace. Press enter. And if you don't take things very seriously, you could drag the lower curly brace all the way down and see whether you can encompass the VStack. But that makes me really angry because it's not a very serious thing to do. No jokes allowed. So instead, what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste this VStack. But I'm going to be very careful. Don't copy and paste too much stuff. Oh no, where does it end? Grumble, grumble, grumble. So I'm going to try double clicking on this. Let's try tapping on this. All right, it ends here. And you might find it easier to copy from the bottom rather than the top, because it's easier to identify where the VStack starts than where it ends. So let's do that. I'm very angry at this. Very upset. Gotta be very serious. Also, it's very tiring trying to talk like this. Cut. Excellent. I've done it. I've deleted my entire app. Oh wait, no. I have to paste it back here. Paste. My app is back. Very seriously. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have the same color background on my app as I would have if I were in light mode or dark mode. So I'm going to go over here, type in color, bracket, dot, system, background. Okay, let's try it out. Let's run my app. It still works. Great. Let's change to dark mode. It's a dark background. Darkness. Good. Let's change it back. Finally, let's add a tap gesture recognizer to increment the current joke. I'm getting a sore throat. I can't do this much longer. It's too serious. Let's keep going. Okay, so I'm back. All right, I can't maintain that. I'm sorry. All right, I think the crazy laughing was better than that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a tap gesture recognizer modifier. This is new, right? And I figured I shouldn't have gone all like crazy Batman voice for this portion. A tap gesture recognizer is a modifier which takes in a closure which determines what code to run when you tap on this thing. Which sounds like a button, right? Which sounds like a button. In theory, yes, you could build a button by having a piece of text and then adding a tap gesture recognizer to it. You could, right? You absolutely could, because a button is just, an item with a tap gesture recognizer on it. All right. But in this case, the entire background is going to serve as a button of sorts. And if you tap on it, we're going to make it run some code. Okay, so here's how you add a tap gesture recognizer. And pardon my voice from talking like Batman for about 10 minutes. Dot on tap gesture. And here you go. It says on tap gesture, curly brace code. That's what we want. Press enter. This is where you run code that will execute when you tap on the background. So let's test it out. Let's do a simple one that says print tapped on background. Let's now tap on the background, and there you go, tapped on background. If I tap on tell me, it says button tapped. If I tap on background, right? And notice that, it's fine if I want to tap on the button, even though the button's on top of the background, right? iOS will intercept the button press first using the button rather than the background. Okay? So what do we want to do when you tap on the background? Well, let's just increment the current joke. Let's move on to the next joke, right? So we're going to say current joke plus equals 1. Remember this from our counter where we kept incrementing things, right? You're all experts at incrementing now. So when you increment the current joke, it's going to change this index of the array from 0 to 1. And what that does is it tells these pieces of text, the setup and the punchline, to update themselves. So let's try that. So I'm going to tap tell me. I'm going to tap to continue. And there you go. That doesn't seem right because our punchline is already shown on the screen. Let me just reset the app real quick. And you can reset the app by just making some quick change to your code. You know what's worse? You can actually skip past the punchline of the current joke. That's terrible. Tap. Ugh. Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. I really don't know. But let me just tap the screen. But because, I'm laughing too hard, I can't tap on the button properly. And I miss it. And I get to a new joke. And I'm very sad. Okay? And you don't want to make your users very sad. So there's a couple of things we need to fix. We need to only enable the tap gesture recognizer when show punchline is true. Only if show punchline is true, then we enable this incrementing of the current joke. See if you can figure out how to do it, right? It's just adding an if statement somewhere. And if you can, pause the video and figure it out. Did you pause the video? You did not. Let's continue. Over here, we're going to say if, oops, I randomly scrolled my code off the screen. We're going to say if show punchline, okay? Only if you're showing the punchline, then you increment the current joke by 1. Okay? Only if you're showing the punchline, then you increment the current joke by 1. And now, if I try tapping on the screen, right, you can't really tell because my cursor is tiny, but you can kind of see that I'm tapping really hard on the screen as I'm talking, and my current joke is not increasing. Okay. However, if I turn on my punchline, now I can go to the next screen. There's one more thing though, right? There is one more thing you need to do. You need to hide the punchline when you get to the next screen. How do you hide the punchline? Well, it's pretty simple. You're just going to say show punchline equals to false. All right. So the entire logic is if show punchline is true, set it back to false, but show the next joke. All right. And now we have a perfectly functional app. Ooh, one joke. Ooh, next joke. Where do you learn to make ice cream? Oh. Uh-oh. App preview crashed. Oh no. All right. We will fix this in the next video, right? But for now, if you really want things to work again, you can just tap on the refresh button and you can go admire your jokes again. No, serious. Oh, please like it, subscribe. Bye.